What's up, everyone? It's your boy NSRacing95 AKA Nathan Stapleton, and welcome everyone to Hotlanta and Atlanta Motor Speedway for race number 2 of 20 for season 3 of the NIRA Powerade Truck Series. We are here for 40 laps of action at Hotlanta and for the John Deere 200. It's going to be a very wild race, slip and slide, and it's going to be awesome to see these truckers race at one of the oldest surfaces on the schedule. I'm not alone for this one. I'm joined by Nap Fan and Darian on stuff.
My name is easy.
So, my first question is to Nap Fan. For these guys, Atlanta, it is a very tricky track, very abrasive on tires. How do you think tire wear and overall the track surface will be on these drivers?
Well, eventually the tire wear is definitely going to come into play regardless of how you have the pit cycle set in this race. What am I saying? Depending on how you have the pit cycle set, if it's 1X, 2X, we might see pit stops here today, and lots of times pit stops can play into who wins a race here at Atlanta, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, the I-9 you're using here for Atlanta is one that definitely promotes pack racing, so we're probably going to see a lot of different leaders here in this race today, and it should be a wild one here at Atlanta.
Oh yeah, this definitely racing. In the last chance qualifier, we saw 3 and 4 wide almost all the way through the field. We had one hell of a great race.
Yeah, it's going to be one heck of a race. 40 laps of action. My second question is to Darian. For these guys, they just raced at Daytona last Friday night, and now they are here at Hotlanta. What kind of challenges will these drivers have, knowing that they went from that 2.5 mile super speedway to a mile and a half here?
Well, there's a lot of stuff that is a lot different. You said, Fan said earlier, the track surface is a little different. The type of eye you're using put a lot into it. What we saw earlier, the racing doesn't look a whole lot different from Talladega, right? Or Daytona.
Yeah, the racing that we saw earlier today was exactly like it was at Daytona, and who knows, maybe we will see that exactly here today at Hotlanta. And before we get to the engines, let's go ahead and see of who the top 10 in points are coming into the John Deere 200. Benny Watson is leading the points, 4 points over Osman Harbin. NIRA is in second technically, but she's a part-timer, so that doesn't really count. Shameless Off is in third, 5 points back. Eli Bright is in fourth, 6 points back. Dale Campbell is in fifth, 7 points back. Baird is in sixth, 8 points back. Russell, the defending champ, is in seventh, 9 points back. Carly Smart is in eighth, 10 points back. Troy Smith is in ninth, 11 points back. And then Keegan Thompson is in 10th in points, 14 points back. Benny Watson, he's the only one that is locked into the 12th driver chase. After the 13 regular season races, it will be down to 12. Who will win the John Deere 200 and get a spot in the Season 3 Powerade Truck Series playoffs? Let's go ahead and find out here, and let's get the trucks fired for the John Deere 200.
Drivers, start your engines!
And all 36 trucks will get wood to life here at Hotlanta for the John Deere 200. Here is the top 10 starting positions for race number 2 on the season. Justin Seidel in the number 18 starts on the pole, and alongside him is Christian Vargas. Row number 2, we have the defending champ, Christian Russell, alongside him is Mark Davison. Row number 3, we have Nathan Baird, and the number 80, the 87, my bad, of Daniel Boyles. Row number 4, we have Shane Winslow and his teammate Leroy Minnick, who flipped at Daytona. And then rounding out the top 10, is Donovan Scott and Jake Galloway. So, what do you think we will see here today at Heartland, and who do you think will get the win?
Well, I'm new to this whole series, so I don't really know a whole lot of drivers, but I can tell after seeing that lap, see some great racing here. Probably even better.
Yeah, very true. It's going to be an amazing race here for race 2 on the season. Seidel, Focus, the John Deere 200 is green at Heartland.
Green flags in the air. We're underway at Heartland as we roar down to turn number 1. For the feature event, the 18 is leading us into turn 1.
And coming off of turn 3 and 4, the defending, no, he does not lead lap number 1. Seidel gets a bonus point and the lead lap number 1 here at Heartland.
You gotta watch out for that outside lane today, because that's definitely going to get a run there off turn number 4. I think the finish of the race is going to be critical there if you're on that outside lane.
Definitely. We saw it in the last year's qualifier. Almost free wide, coming to the checkers. The high line got a massive run. I think we can see that again here in a minute.
Another thing is, too, as the tire wear gets a lot more significant here, those guys are definitely going to want to work that outside lane off the corner because you get a better arc. You don't have to slow down as much up there. And I think later on in the run, that outside lane is going to get stronger.
Really hope it does, because I want to see some good racing here today. You saw some great racing earlier, like I already mentioned multiple times. It was a great race. Looks like they're free wide for third, just about.
And Jacob Thibodeau, he made it through the qualifying race earlier today. He started on the pole for that race, and he now takes the race leeway, and he has help from Brett Sealer in the number 16 all the way 3 wide. And towards the back of the field, single file, trying to maybe be safe if these guys get too aggressive too early.
Getting aggressive early could definitely hurt a driver later in the run. We've seen it a lot at Atlanta, where if you push that too hard, you're going to be falling back really quickly here, and you really don't want that starting out a race like this.
Front right there, you got Jeremy Baylor there in the 99 to the inside of Brett Sierra and Jacob Thibodeau, but watch out for that 68. He might try to make a move on that inside lane there. What names did I say?
Yeah, it's getting really good, dicey up at the front now as they're free wide for second and multiple rows back. As it looks like the 16 left that line, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Oh, Mark Davidson got a massive one going into turn 1.
Davidson, he won the last chance qualifier. He knows really well how to get around this. He won the LCQ. Let's see if he can translate that to a big win here at the John Deere 200.
And the thing is, if one of the 6 part-time trucks win, they will most likely steal a win from the full-timers, because there's a good chance that they will not make it in every single race this season. Oh, that is 4 wide.
Oh, here we go.
And there they go!
Oh, big rack in the back! Multiple trucks involved, I believe.
Oh.
They're still wrecking, and they're still wrecking. 2003 rules, they race back to the line at the front.
And it was won.
Mark Davidson.
Wow, that was a close finish there.
Oh my god, that looked like 3 wide.
3 wide finish, and
pretty sure it's P.J. Williams. He got it.
barely for his teammate.
Oh my goodness, wow.
We see it very frequently here at Atlanta. They go 4 wide, especially off a turn 2 right there. Just not enough room for them to slide up and see the result. That could have been a lot worse, but it's going to end a couple of these guys' days here at Atlanta.
Definitely. Now, Nathan, when we were watching the part-time qualifying, we saw 4 wide very often. We never saw it escalate into a wreck because we have more truck field.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's partly because of more trucks, and I think it could be because of the different weather conditions, because the part-time race, it was sunny, and now in the main race it has turned to cloudy. And some to us are going to go in and do the pit stop here under the first caution of the day.
Differing strategies for a couple of each trucks. Looks like only 2 drivers. Oh, 4, 5, 6. Oh, a lot of the drivers in the back. Only a couple of the drivers come down. Could see some differing strategies throughout.
It's going to be interesting. A lot of them probably got involved in the crash, but for the couple up front, they decided to do strategy. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and see if what happened to bring out the first caution of the day in the John Deere 200 for the Powerade Truck Series. Here we go. This weapon, they went 4 wide. Benny Watson forced the issue, and then off of turn number 2, Leroy Minute got into Jake Galloway, and then Galloway got into the 92, and then outposted Justin Zidell just hit that outside wall and turned the 12. The 92 into the outside wall. Coley Smoke got a piece of it. Fogus got involved. Just so much smoke for all of these guys. And then nowhere to go for Roger Hampton. Last year's Rookie of the Year gets a piece of it. And actually right there, that's where he gets the brunt of it. Into the 12. Stephen Collin, who had a wild flip in the 500. He gets a little piece of it. Keegan Thompson gets a little piece of it. Not too big of a crash.
Hard hit for the 3 and the 12.
Yeah, that was the biggest hit in this whole mess, was between the 3 and the 12. Unfortunately, you're at Heartland, but it's like we said at the top of the show, they cannot go 4 wide that well at almost any track, and unfortunately 4 wide went wrong here at Heartland on that number 8.
Well, of course, it's my driver that makes it 4 wide, but something I've always said when we go to Daytona is that it's always the car who moves up and allows the hole that can take the blame for the wreck. So I'm just going to say that here, but tough break for those guys either way, and you just can't go 4 wide at a place like this. This is a more narrow racetrack than a lot of other super speedways, and just like Daytona and Talladega, once you go 4 wide, it's a big wreck. And Stephen Collin, he's going to be knocked out in the 17. I saw him have a lot of damage. Roger Hampton, I don't think he had too much damage with the 18 there. I see him, Zidell or Bolstead are all torn up in the 18. Neither of those guys will finish here today at Atlanta.
A unfortunate break for everyone that was involved, but it will be PJ Williams in the 46 for KBM that will lead us back to the green at the John Deere 200, and let's go ahead and get the restart at Heartland. Welcome back here at Heartland. We will go back green on lap number 12 of 40 in the John Deere 200. A couple trucks pitted, but most of the field did not pit. So some differing pit strategy here at Heartland. Only 3 trucks are out, and they are pretty much the obvious ones. Justin Zidell, tough wait for him, the poster, Roger Hampton, and Stephen Collin in the 36. 1 truck on the inside, 1 lap down. That is Leroy Minute, not having a great start to his season. But PJ Williams, will lead us back to the green on lap number 12 of 40.
The green flag is back in the air, and we're back underway as the 46 leads him down into turn 1. As we're starting to see side-by-side racing all the way through the field, the 12 falling like a rock. They basically hung out to dry at this point of how fast he's
That's a hazard out there.
Oh.
And, if they do get around without wrecking, they're going to run into him again very quickly. So,
I've seen it a lot. I've seen it a lot in this game. It doesn't matter if it's at the biggest track or the smallest track. There's a lap car, they're not going to move, and you're going to have an issue.
Yeah, Leroy Minute not having a great start to his rookie campaign in the NIRA, and he is not going to get a good finish here in race number 2. But one guy that is up front right now is the 3rd Nice truck of Zachary DeLillo in this number 38. He is out front, but right now he has a bunch of trucks challenge him for the race lead, and one truck is one of the Rookie of the Year contenders, one of 11, Stephen Thompson in the 33.
Stephen Thompson's a pretty solid driver all around, and no surprise to see him running up front here. But same goes for DeLillo as well. Both of the guys with a lot of experience in the IRA, and going to be interesting to see who can pull off the battle at the line for this lap. That outside lane might be able to get the advantage here.
Definitely looks like it, but I think the 32 got it.
Almost edged them.
Oh,
Barely.
Barely, the 33, barely. Just imagine if that was the finish.
They're both unsponsored and they're both black trucks. I'm guessing they're teammates, so that's gotta be happy for the team owner. Their trucks going side by side to the line. If only it was the last lap, though.
We got a really small pack here.
Yeah.
They got really held up there by Minnick in the 12, and aren't many guys. Now, I think these guys might be closing in. You got the 51 there leading that first pack, Jake Galloway, and they can stay single file. They'll get back up to that lead pack eventually, but there's a big gap there between the two packs, so we'll have to see if second pack can close in.
Definitely a big gap. But that 12 is really holding them up. You see it a lot, but do have a luck car. It's going to be a problem for everyone. Hopefully they will be able to get back. Maybe a tall.
Oh boy, the 44 is even worse. The 44 is slower than the 12. Oh boy.
I didn't see Barrett get involved in an accident. I'm not entirely sure where he got his damage from. He might have been caught up in it though, and I just didn't notice. But yeah, it's going to be interesting when these guys close up to him. That's going to definitely help out the second pack. They're going to have an advantage on the first pack when they close up to the lap traffic.
3 wide, a bit farther back from that lead. 3 wide, multiple rows back. Very tight. So 3 wide for 4.
Jeremy Fowler, he did not get a good start to his season. Development driver to Evan Hunter. He unfortunately got caught up in the lap 2 crash and then eventually blew up because of that damage. But in that 99 for ThorSport, he is trying to take the race lead away from Brett Sealer in the 16.
Here comes Benny Watson too, last week's winner. Wants to get 2 in a row to start off the season. Definitely an impressive feat, regardless of who you are. I know it's my driver, but still, that would be impressive regardless. And gonna be interesting to see if that 6 can get to that race lead. But that inside lane worked very well there, and Baylor gonna take the race lead away.
Impressive work out of these drivers so far. Great race. Probably half the best.
Oh boy, hello 44.
The outside lane's going to get held up tremendously there. That's going to split the pack up even more. That second pack's going to come into play here soon. Going to be interesting. It's a lot like a Daytona race where you get lap traffic to come into play. A lot like the Daytona 500 in the Red Bull Cup Series last weekend. You know, we're seeing these guys spread out quite a bit and become a chess match when we run into the lap traffic here.
And we are not going to be done with lap traffic always long. There's easily 7 or 8 lap cars, but maybe not that, but like 5 or 6 lap trucks that are slow that we are going to have to deal with for the last 20 laps. I didn't even realize this. We are halfway through this John Deere 200.
It's definitely gone by really quickly here at Atlanta. 99 holding on to the race lead. It's easier to hold on to the race lead the smaller the pack is, and that's going to definitely benefit the 99 of Jeremy Baylor here, but the 22 is going to have some help there in that inside lane. But another thing is, too, these guys have yet to pit. The tire wear is starting to come into play, and I think that outside is a little bit better through 3 and 4, but the inside's still the place to be through 1 and 2, as you see the 22 of Hammond go right to the race lead.
And there's the 12 of Leroy Minute. Looks like everyone's going to get by. Actually, no, the 99 is going to get held up.
Baylor's going to get held up here.
Now it's going to be a 2-truck battle for the race lead between Thompson and Hamid, 2 rookies in the field.
The race lead here. 30 trying to take it away from the 22. Close battle off of turn 2 as they head down the backstretch into 3.
And it's going to be interesting to see of how well the rookies do this season. Of course, last season, Christian Russell, he was a rookie, and he won the championship. So, it's going to be interesting to see if one of these 11 rookies can get the big trophy at the end of the season. But right now, Stephen Thompson out front, and another lap truck, the race sponsor of Cody Smollett in the John Deere Ford is going to come into a factor right now.
They're single file up front now, but they got to find a way around Cody Smart here. 33 will get to the inside there. How about the 46 machine? PJ Williams moved his way through the field. He was in the lead pack before we hit the first lap car, but fell back a little bit there initially. And how about the 21? Nottingham Scott there in third. Part-time driver there. Moving up to the third position. He was in the second pack before they ran into lap traffic. He's moved his way through the field very well here in this race.
These part-time drivers have been really impressive all week long.
And all pit stops.
Oh, pit stops. Here we go.
These guys got to be careful coming in and coming off the pit lane because sometimes they can wreck coming off and in too. Going so fast, got to slow it down, and when you merge back on the racetrack, you can have some issues sometimes as well. But hopefully they keep it together. We keep this thing green to the end. But that's going to really shake things up here for the race lead.
And right now, PJ Williams is out front. Will he pit this time by, or is he going to stay out another lap? Looks like he's going to stay out.
I don't know if you want to stay out too long here.
Quite a few.
A handful pitting out. A lot of people are staying out. But here's the big question. A couple of people pitted under that caution, so it's going to be interesting to see of how they will do here towards the end of this race, if they will be able to make it.
I don't think they will, because they came in before lap 10. These guys seem to have about a 25, 28 lap fuel run. PJ Williams coming down there, and now they got the 68 leading the field.
68 drivers that did pit. Caution. They just won via race. Let's see if he can train.
It's going to be interesting if he can pull off the sweep here today at Hot Atlanta, win the qualifying race and the main event, and steal one from one of the full-time drivers. But right now, it looks like that the 4 is going to be in second. And most of these guys, those people that stayed out, I believe, well, the people that pitted under that caution. So it's going to be interesting to see when they will have to pit.
I do believe a lot of these guys are going to have to make another step before the end of the race, because they had about 33 laps to go when they initially came down, and I don't think that's the fuel run. I think it's roughly around 25, 28 laps like we saw with the other guys. So I have to see who won the race off of everyone else. It looks to me like it was the 46 of PJ Williams.
It was.
If I'm mistaken. But they got a huge pack here, so they're going to be battling for this race win here in this big pack.
Davidson pits, and this race goes all the way green. That second pack, that's the battle for the win right there.
The question is, with 10 laps to go, when will not only Mark Davidson, but when will the top 7 decide to pit? Are they actually going to try making it all the way on one stop and pitting on lap number 8?
It'll be very difficult. They got this VRC. They want to have to make it all the way to the end.
They're really going to have to clutch it if they're going to make it to the end of this race, I think. But still, you know, a valiant effort out of these guys who stayed out. You know, got to try something, right?
You're deep in the points. And the race is, you got to try to make 7. They're doing whatever they can right now.
And how about Juan Garcia, the Season 1 Truck Series champion, moves over still with KBM, but for the first time he's in the 4, not in the 18. He's in second right now. One of the drivers that stayed out, and I think Russell's going to pit, and he will. The defending champ is going to pit, and maybe this is a sign of things to come in the next couple of laps for those top 7.
8 laps to go, and Juan Gar... Oh, no, wait.
Mark Davidson
Galloway
still leading.
Davidson leads, Galloway pits, but that's one of those top 7. If I was Davidson, I'd be real nervous right now.
Yeah, there's no way Davidson and Garcia are going to make it the whole way through. They came down around the same lap. You're going to have Clifton come down here as well. Looks like Garcia's going to lead a lap here.
Got
But the battle's going to be between those guys who are currently a lap down. And not necessarily, though. You know, these guys coming down could go fuel only and maybe get an advantage on everybody else. But
looks
Russell
like that's
didn't
what
do
they're
that in
doing.
92.
But
I don't think that's what Russell did. We'll have to see, though. I don't know if these guys got their lap back or not. We're going to have to wait and see how it all cycles through here. But it's going to be interesting to see who pulls it off.
Gotta wait for Garcia to pit before we can really determine who is the favorite. If we saw trucks pit for fuel only, and there goes Garcia. If we saw them pit for fuel only, they could easily keep that lead, and they could stay a lap ahead, or at least a half a.
let's see, what will the Season 1 champ Juan Garcia do? Is it going to be a fuel-only stop for this number 4? And looks like it will. And it is.
Fuel only for Juan Garcia. Now the question is, did those other 6 who pit, did they come for fuel only? I believe it, but I'm not entirely sure. If that is the case, we could see Davidson retake the lead and steal a win away from these full-time drivers.
Everything will cycle out here. They're going to drive around the 4.
So that
All
will...
on the same lap, and that's going to be it right there. There's your leader, Jeremy Baylor, I should say. And it's going to be one of these guys in this lead pack who gets the race victory. I think the 8th part of this group as well. Eli White came out of nowhere. He might steal a win here late in the going.
3 full-time drivers, 3 part-time drivers, 5 laps to go in the John Deere 200.
5 to go. This 40-lap race. Lap traffic now becomes a factor of a block. Don't know really who that was. We were 3 and 3 between full-time and part-time. Now, it's going to be really interesting.
That just eliminated the 21 and the 38, and now it's a 3-on-1 battle between full-time and part-time. 4 laps to go.
Eli Bright's a guy to watch out for. He's an experienced veteran to enter 2003, and he's going to have a good shot at this one, I think. And inside of PJ Williams for second, but watch out for Jeremy Baylor. He might have the advantage on the field here in this one.
If Baylor could keep it in the outside, he could get this one away from these other 3 drivers. It would be something to see if he could pull this one off. Coming down to 3 to go.
And for Baylor, oh boy, the 12 once again, that might shape things up.
Oh boy.
And for Baylor, oh no!
He did not choose the
Oh,
right
he's
one
got
there.
him!
Here comes
He's
Bright.
got him!
Here comes Thibodeau in the 04. They're all stuck behind.
Thibodeau! He's on the inside. He's going to go for the race lead!
Wow.
He's got it now! Thibodeau, the pole sitter of the part-time qualifier, takes the lead in the John Deere 200, and he's going to start pulling away with only 2 laps to go.
And you know what? That brought in Nottingham Scott and Zach DeLello as well, so they're going to still be part of this battle, but Thibodeau might have just won himself this race here.
I don't know. Baylor's closing in fast in that 99 for Thor's bullet once again.
That 99 is fast, but can the 04 hold off on the top teams and the NIRA as they come through 3 and 4, coming to a white flag, 1 lap to go in the John Deere 200 at Atlanta.
Who will get the job done? Will it be a part-timer stealing one from the full-time drivers, or will Baylor get a big comeback from Daytona?
Baylor's right there. If he can get to the outside of Thibodeau, he can get this win. Down the backstretch for the final time.
As long as Thibodeau hits his mark through the corner, he's got this.
Oh boy!
Oh, here comes Thibodeau. Here comes Baylor.
Side by side.
To the line.
It's gonna be.
Is it going to be a photo finish? It's. Oh, I think it was Baylor.
It is. Baylor gets the job done.
Oh my goodness. Baylor wins the John Deere 200. What a finish to this great race.
What?
He's going to let Thibodeau steal a chase spot away from him there. Wow. He nailed it. Edged him at the line. I'm intrigued to see what the difference was here.
What a finish, and
oh my goodness.
well, let's see.
That margin of victory. The margin of victory doesn't even show up on the board right now.
Let's see. What is the official margin of victory between the 99 and the 04? It is 0.003.
3/1000ths of a second the gap between Baylor and Thibodeau. What a finish to this race at Atlanta.
That was...
Get much closer than that. It can, but wow, that was a good one there between those drivers.
Wow.
What a comeback.
We saw that as great as a race as we saw in the part-time race. That was amazing.
And if that's what the 12th race will be, what on earth is the John Deere 500 going to be tomorrow for the Rebel Cup Series race? What a race. What a comeback for Jeremy Baylor. Finishing dead last at Daytona, and he bounces back with a big dub in the John Deere 200. What a finish and what a race. Baylor gets the job done. Jacob Thibodeau in second, Bright third, Williams fourth, Donick and Scott, a great one for that part-time truck for GMS Racing in fifth, Zachary DeLillo in sixth, Osman Hamid in seventh, Brett Sealer in eighth, Shamus off in ninth, and Owen Miles rounds out the top 10. And 29 trucks finished on the lead lap. Coley Smoke and Nathan Baylor 1 lap down, and then Lee Wayminnick and Jonathan Hoff finished 3 laps down. And then Zidell, Hampton, and Colin all finished in the garage here at Hotlanta. What a finish in the John Deere 200. What are those guys' final thoughts here today?
That was a good race. I like there was only one wreck in it too, and they were able to race it out to the end like that. But what a battle between Baylor and Thibodeau. I mean, I didn't think Baylor was going to have a shot when they were entering turn 3 there, but he got to the inside at the perfect time and was able to edge him at the line. You know, I love it when we get a side-by-side battle like that. Not every day you get one. The single digit, but we got one here today in the trucks at Atlanta. Great job from Jeremy Baylor with this first career win.
Only the second race of the season. Is this going to be a sign of what's to come later this year in the truck series? I really hope it is. We had a great race here.
Yeah, it was really fun. I'm hoping this is a sign to come in not only in the truck series, but in the other 2 series in the NIRA for season 3. What a race and what a finish. Congratulations to Jeremy Baylor on getting his first career win in the NIRA Powerade Truck Series. Thanks to, I'm going to probably butcher the name, to Darian Onsdorf and Napa fan for joining me up in the booth. That was one heck of a race. And hopefully we can do this again sometime. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Jeremy Baylor on winning the John Deere 200 here at Atlanta. For my commentators for this one, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm NSRacing95 AKA Nathan Stapleton. The points, the Rookie of the Year points, the team points, and the burnouts are coming up next. And congratulations to Jeremy Baylor on getting the race win. Until tomorrow, for the John Deere 500 for the Rebel Cup Series, race number 2. I will see you guys then. Bye.
Your mind